Hi guys, Elena here, the Stitching Farmer. I'm here for my October update. Today is Halloween, October 31st of 2022. So yesterday was my birthday. I was almost a Halloween baby, so close. So I turned 40 yesterday, a big one. So I didn't really do anything too exciting. Mostly, let's see, we had brunch and then we did a little shopping. So nothing really exciting. Then we just came home and had cake. So I did have a birthday start. So I started two things this month. I had an October 1st start and then yesterday, October 30th start for my birthday. So I'll go into that. I did want to talk about on day before yesterday, on the Saturday, the 29th, we took our kids to the fair. It's in Pensacola. So it's a good drive over there. It's like an hour. And I just want to show a little video I've made of the, they call it hobby section. So they have like woodworking, they do quilting, needlework, and I think I saw some like knitting or crochet. So I'm going to insert the video here. We're at the Pensacola Interstate Fair. There is one lonely cross stitch here.
Epic.
But it is a very good one. Hey boy, stop that. It's called Dragon Dance. They used iridescent thread and approximately
I wonder if this will get copyrighted.
I'm sure as a pattern, sweetheart, that is already copyrighted.
Cool.
Hey, no. So we do have some crochet. Oh, there's my son Holden.
Wait, what about me? Me.
Oh, and Nutcracker. Oh, here's my oldest, Logan.
I'm the best. I'm the favorite.
No, you're not. I am.
We got lots of quilts here. Some more crochet. It's interesting. Lots of Halloween and fall. And we got some more quilts. One lonely cross stitch. Should have entered one of mine, but that's a drive to get out here for us. Show my husband for you guys. Say hello, Mike. Alright, so see how disappointing it is. I hear about everyone talking about their great fair exhibits and how they get like judged on all this different stuff, and we have one entry which I admit that I could have probably have entered something. It's a good drive over there. It takes between 45 minutes and an hour, so you have to go, it's like you have to go there on a certain date, I believe, to drop it off, and then you have to pick it up by a certain date or on a certain date. So it just like it never works with my schedule to enter something into the fair. If it was like just right down the road, like 10 or 15 minutes, no problem, but it's a good ways over there. I'd be driving for close to 2 hours to take something over to the fair. But I guess, I don't know how, like, I guess people up north, it's more of a hobby and you have more stitchers around. I just feel like there's not much, I don't know, there's never more. I think the most I've ever seen is 3 entries. So every year I'm like, oh, I'm going to enter something in, and it's just hard to get around to it. So maybe next year. I said that earlier, maybe next year. So what else? I just lost my train of thought. What was I going to talk about? Hopefully I'll come back to it. So my boys are doing soccer. So every night, one of them has soccer. My oldest has it Monday and Wednesday. The youngest has it Tuesday, Thursday. So, and then the only night home is on Friday, which I work a 12-hour shift every other Friday. So it's like I haven't seen, which is, it's kind of nice. So I get one-on-one time with one of the boys, because my husband takes them to soccer. I was never really all that athletic growing up. My husband was. He was like this soccer star, and oh, you finally got to see him in the video. I forgot he was in that video. That he like broke all of our school records, and so like really you're probably better off, you know, taking the boys than me, because I'm clueless. I don't know. I can't give them pointers. I don't know what they're doing. I did play soccer a little bit in high school. I wasn't the greatest. Like I was watching them play. My oldest, he's getting better. He's improving his skills, but it's like as soon as he gets the ball, he gets rid of it. I'm like, oh, it reminds me so much of the way, like I get too nervous and just get rid of the ball as soon as it came to me. But they're enjoying that. Logan played defense, and his coaches, they all were like, oh, such a good job this time at the game he had on Saturday. So I think they seem to be enjoying that. My little one too. It's just funny, like my littlest son, he's only 6, so they just like, it's like a cluster around the ball. They just like little group of kids following this ball around. They don't know how to space out and use angles yet. So I took this week off of work because we had to put our vacation a year in advance. So I put this weekend a year ago. I was hoping maybe my husband would I tried to talk him into doing something fun, like going to Vegas or something, but he's just kind of like, why do you want to go to Vegas? Yuck. I don't know. I think it'd be fun though. I don't gamble. I don't drink. I'm quite boring. I think gambling, I don't really find it very exciting. I think it's kind of boring, but I like to people watch. I would love to go to the shows. I would love just to walk up and down the strip, go shopping. I've heard they have like incredible buffets there. Just like looking at all of, you know, the stuff there, the buildings, and they have one I've heard that looks like, don't they have like I think they have an Eiffel Tower and one that's like you're in Venice. I thought it'd be fun to go. And plus, I know there's a stitch shop near Vegas too. I can't remember the name of it. Oh, that reminds me, we're also talking about going to Gatlinburg. I took a week off at the boys' first week of their Christmas vacation. And then I was like, oh, there's a stitch shop there. I know, Dixie Darling. Then I found out they're closing down in November. So disappointing. But I don't know. We haven't decided for sure if we're going or not. We're going to rent like a cabin up there. But it's still kind of like, yeah, not sure about it. But, well, so let's get to talking about stitching. So I will show you my October the 1st start first. I think I talked about it in the last video that I was going to start. Sorry, I didn't prepare by getting these out of the bags first. So this is ink circles, another year creeps by. So my goal is to do one of these every month. There's 12, so I figured, so I did the first one October. So if I keep it up, I will finish September of next year. So it gives me enough time maybe to I have nail wraps on my nails. They're super cute, but they're starting to, I put them on like a week ago, so you're starting to see I find the best way to keep these looking fresh is to put a clear coat on them every other day. And I did not do that. So they're like starting to come off at the tips where you use your fingers a lot. So this is another year crease by, and I finished this first one here. This fabric, I know it's a Seraphim, I know it's 40 count, trying to remember the name of it, Finnian, I believe. I wanted to get something close to what they used. I think what they actually use does not look like this fabric on here. I don't know what they do when they photograph stuff, but the fabric always looks like 10 times lighter than the actual fabric. This was lighter than what the call for was, so I decided to try this one out. I really like this fabric. I'll take it off here. I think it looks kind of dark and grimy and a good Halloween stitch. So it's got some modeling on it, some browns and grays, and It's not very Halloween-y of a needle minder. I think this is a freebie, a little birdhouse. But I like smaller needle minders. I feel like when I have a big one, it's like weighing down the fabric. So that's why I have just a little bitty one on there. So I did make a mistake. Like, I know you won't be able to pick it out, but right in here, I made a leg of one of my crosses go half a stitch down further than it should have. And I did not realize, so I stitched all the way around. And I started stitching this. And when I started putting them together in the middle is when I realized that it was a half a stitch off. So I actually contemplating ripping all of it out. And I was like, wow, that's so much work. And it's 40 count, so it's easy to make a mistake like that because it's like so small. I feel like I'm stitching on a bed sheet. So I really thought about, but then in the end I was like, you know, I'm just gonna, so there's, instead of 2 stitches in the middle there's 3. But you can really not even see that there is like a hair wider in the middle than it should be. So I think I'm going to try to fix the mistake though by moving everything up half. Like when I come around here, I'm going to move it up half so it won't line up exactly like it should, and same for here. It'll be like half a stitch in between here. I think it'll be fine. I don't think you're going to be able to notice. I'm sure you don't notice it now. I just like the thought of ripping it all out and doing all of it again. Like how much time is that I've wasted trying to put it all back together. Ripping it out and then doing it over again. That's like probably 2 days worth of work that I put into it. I've been getting so much stitching time in because my kids are at school until late. My husband usually gets home around 2 to 2:30. So all morning I've been stitching and then, you know, spending time, family time once they come home, make dinner, all that sort of stuff. And then when we put them to bed, usually go to bed between 7:30 and 8. So then I usually stitch again from 8 to 10. So much stitching time and it's been fun. So I will go to my birthday start. So I am a Scorpio. So Nora, I think, did these come out? I think they came out last year or maybe like into this year. So there's the 12 signs and this is Scorpio. She's very pretty. I also have the drawing of this. I meant to pull it out, but I'm not exactly sure where it is. I'll have to try to see if I can find it. It's not a very big stitch, so hopefully it'll be a quick stitch. I am missing, I thought it had, so it has 3 water lilies. I thought I had all 3, but I'm missing the X one, so I gotta order that because that one's probably the most used. I was working on it today. So I started last night and I've been stitching on it all morning. So you can see her face is coming out. This is part of her back and shoulder here. Made pretty good progress on it. This has so much skin. My least favorite part of Nora / Mirror to stitch is the skin. I don't know how you guys do it over one. I couldn't do it. Look at how much skin there is on that one. I get like seeing the faces come alive because it kind of has been fun to put in, like you can see her lips. I did her cheek just now. I gotta do her eyes next. And one disappointing thing is I looked over the pattern. This one water lily here, the T one, 248. The only place that I can find it used is in her lips. I've looked, but I haven't looked like real hard at the pattern. I cannot find any more T's, but as I get further into it, I'll let you guys know if there was any more used. Because if I would have known it was just her lips, I probably wouldn't have bought it. Because they're like, the water lilies, I think they're 6 something a piece. So they're not cheap ones. Hopefully I can use it for something else though. And here's my cute little fox needle minder. Isn't he adorable? I believe I got him from Etsy, Gina's Unique Needle Minders. She's got some cool ones on there. I need to get some more like tiny ones. I prefer the small Smaller the better for me. Chloe came to say hello. I don't think she can, you know, I don't think I can film a video without her saying hi. This cat is my buddy though. She is my shadow. She follows me everywhere. She's been stitching with me. She likes to get, like when I stitch, I usually, a lot of times I just will prop it up on my legs, like they'll be bent, and she'll get underneath my legs. Either that or the back of the couch. She still got, when we adopted her, they said they thought she was about 5 years old. But when you took her to the vet the first time, the vet was like, no, I think she's a lot younger than that. And she still, to me, she still seems to have a lot of kitten in her. She's always wanting to play with my thread. And so she's getting a little bit better about not, like, if she does it too much, I'll just put her behind me on the back of the couch. So, so another one I worked on a lot this month was English Garden by Samplers Not Forgotten. I would consider this a band sampler. I think if I saw it in a store, I wouldn't really care too much to stitch it, but I saw Lisa Smith, the Kindred Stitcher, stitch it, and I just fell in love with it. So I put in a good bit of progress on this one. Let me move my needle minder, and I meant to take it apart beforehand. Some of these are just so tight on here. I always fold it over. You can see it's folded over my stitching. Kind of trying to protect it. I don't know if, hopefully it helps, but. So I have pretty much, I've almost got a page, this, so it's about, I'd say 6 pages long. I think the last 2 pages aren't quite as long as the other ones. See, this is what she does. She likes claws right into the fabric. There's like a little place. I need to try to go back and fix it. There's like she made a little, you can see right there. I think I can like just pull it in though with her claws. I really like this border. This goes all the way down. I really enjoy stitching that part. The flowers are my least favorite part to stitch. This one I went side to side, so it's kind of stripy look. So with these, I've been going in circles. I like the way they're turning out better. I don't think I'll go back and redo that one. I thought about it, but meh. So this one here was the latest band that I did. So all of these going up and down are the same, but then these are different. But then some of them are the same, as you can see that those 2 are the same. Those 2 are the same. And like at first it bothered me. I thought about just picking one of them out and doing that one instead. So I like more symmetry for them all to look the same. But in the end, I just followed the pattern. And so now I've started up on here. So I'm stitching, it's just 1 strand of floss over 2. So now I'm working on this band here. And there's going to be color in here. So I think, let me show if you can see it on the pattern. Hopefully. So I'm like, how am I going to carry my floss? Sometimes I will turn it over and like I'll run it under the back side of the full 1 stitches. So just instead of like carrying it all the way over without anything holding it down. So I'll flip it over and I will run it under the back of these stitches. Either that or I'm going to have to start and stop, start and stop, start and stop. Maybe I could go, I might be able to go like diagonal from this one to this one and then just, but there's 3 rows of these, so I don't know. I'll come up, do y'all ever strategize like how you're going to do your stitches, trying to figure out the way you don't have to cut your thread? That's what I always do. I hate like starting and stopping, starting and stopping. I feel like it really slows me down. Like in this one here. So each one of those I had to start and stop for these little bitty 1 stitch here of each that dark color. So that, I felt like that took forever because it so slowed me down. So I really like working on this piece though. I think I really enjoy doing like the band samplers. I like making the patterns, the kind of geometrical designs. So that one was Samplers Not Forgotten. So I got one more. This one's the big one, my Chatelaine. My kids built pencil shavings. Luckily I had it covered up, so there's like pencil shavings all over this thing. I keep it covered up in the pillowcase to protect it from things like pencil shavings getting all over it. So this is Fairy Flower Garden. I usually pull up the pattern beforehand on the Chatelaine website, but I forgot to today. So I think I'm going to flip it around so y'all can get a better look at it. One day I will find my starter stopper little button thing. My kids keep losing it. Chloe says hello. She was sleeping on top of one of my cross stitches, so I had to move her. So I pulled up the, I swapped it, camera around. I pulled up the pattern here. So this is the Fairy Flower Garden. So I am currently working center. I always start in the center and then work my way out. So it's beautiful. I'm doing it for, I want to do it for my daughter's room. She's currently 2, so maybe I'll have it done next year. So this is, it looks a little, it's coming up a little bit darker. So I am currently working around here. So when you saw it last time, I had no specialty stitches in it. So I did work in some, these here eyelets. So the eyelets are, let me see if I can get a little closer. So you start on the outside and go into the middle, and then you pull it in the center open. So you're on the outside and then go through the middle with each of those strands there. These, I believe, these open spaces here are bicones, I believe. I'm pretty sure. These are Jessica's here. These take more, you really have to focus. And what I really should have done is, when you do a Jessica, you should really, these stitches on the very top, you're supposed to run them underneath. So it gives it more of a woven look. But I did not, and I don't really feel like taking it out to redo it. But I think far away, you cannot tell that I did not do that step, maybe a little bit. I really don't want to redo them. So there's not a whole lot of sparkle in this one with the, oh, what does she use? The Rainbow Gallery thread. You can see a little here, but mostly just silks. Like this is all silks, except for, I think this green here is the only DMC I've used so far. I think I used one other DMC and one of these blue color, the lighter blue colors. So I think I'm going to, oh, no, kitty. She wants to come say hello. No. This, I believe, is all filled in here. So let me show you what I got to work on. So I'm going to finish filling in these. I started I had a day off from work a couple weeks ago and I was working on it and I barely got anything done. So I was like, okay, it's time for me to switch off this project because I'm getting bored with it. So I think all I stitched was like this light green here in this one. So I'm going to finish filling, and I think I've done 1, 2, 3, 4. My cat's like rubbing all over me. Sorry, didn't mean to do that. I'm going to finish filling these 3 in, or 3, these 5 in. And then I'm going to work on this part, either that or fill in, because this is like all fill in too. This is a lot of back stitching here. This is all back stitch, and then this is a Jessica, I believe. That's where I'm planning on going next, and then once I do that, I'm going to work my way out on each side and start working on this dragonfly part. These dragonflies are so pretty, I just love them. I think it seems like they have a lot of iridescent in their wings. And the fairies are very pretty too. And I'm glad that she did like each one a different color, so hopefully that'll keep it more interesting since you have to do it 4 times. And they're all different. Their faces, I know their faces are over 1. And maybe the skin on their arms too, I think they may be too. So those are going to take a while. I still got a long way to go. Hoping make this a focus piece though for next year. So hopefully I can put a good dent in it. I think I did pretty good this month though. I got, last time you saw it, all I had was this out to here done. I had no specialty stitches done yet. There's still more specialty stitches in, like all this open is like big crosses. Kind of looks like a rice stitch a bit, but missing parts of a rice stitch. So that is Fairy Flower Garden Mandala. Always mispronounce that word. All right, so got a little. All right, so I was wanted just to show you, since it is Halloween, I was going to show some fall/Halloween finishes. I don't have anything actually fully finished. One day I will get to that. I feel like my spare time is limited, so when I do get spare time, I like to spend it stitching. My naughty kitty, she's trying to walk all over my chatelaine. So I guess I can move it on the floor so she can get back on the table if she wants. And this is, I was going to show you the frame that this is on. This is a almanac quantum frame is what they're called. And then I also have these. I like to make it really tight, so I will make it really tight one way, and then I'll use those to pull it taut on the sides as well. And I find that really makes good tension on it. All right, so last up, I am going to share some past Halloween finishes with you guys here. Sorry, the cat's just all over the place today. Usually she'll sit down and kind of be good, but I think she's like, who are you talking to? Like, she keeps wanting to sit on my cross stitches too. She's a little chubby. So this is White Pumpkins. It's a one of those little Mill Hill kits. I've stitched it on the perforated paper. It has a little, I think they call them bead and button kits. So each one has one of these buttons like that in it. And they do have a lot. It's hard to see it here. I'm trying to like get the light to catch the sparkle on the beads, but you can't really see them. Like these are beads here. This border has a lot of beads in it, and the flowers. Beads here. These are a lot of fun to put together. They don't really take a whole lot of time. I can't remember how long it took me to do this one. This one I brought out my Christmas. I should really have this displayed out right now, but it just, I feel like Halloween just got here so fast. I didn't have time for anything. This is a Christmas one that I've stitched. This is Believe. And I just want to show you guys. So when I first started trying to put this in this frame, this is the Mill Hill frame. I tried taping it in there. I don't know why. Like, that's a terrible idea. Like, where are you going to tape it? So I have these tacks, these gold thumbtacks in there, and they're easy to pop it in and out. You can just pull out the tacks and then switch out your frame, because I think I have a burgundy one that this one goes. I don't know, I might have put it in the blue one. It doesn't look too bad in the blue, but I thought I had a burgundy one too. And then you have like a little stick so it can like prop up like that. I usually put it on my, I have like a cabinet that I put it on. All right, so let's see. This is either, I believe it's either Country Cottage Needlework or Little House Needleworks, I can't remember. And it's Pumpkin Hollow Farms. This was a stitch along one year with Priscilla and Chelsea, so I joined in. Hopefully someday I will finish it. Like fully, I mean, like it's done, but like actually put it into something so I can display it. It's been so long since I stitched it. I don't really remember. Seemed like that house took forever though. And then you got little blackbirds all over the place and pumpkins. Kind of like wish I would have just left this part off though and just stitched this top part. But it's cute though. All right, so next up is, It's Halloween by, I'm drawing a blank on who it's by, and I just looked at it too. Hold on. The Drawn Thread is who I put the pattern right on top. I think I probably have enough room to cut it off and maybe stitch something little on the bottom there. So this one, it has like a little bead there. Super cute. Little Halloween finish. I don't think this would be too hard to come up with something. It's pretty small though, like it's not much to it, just a little band sampler. So maybe I can come up with something next year to do with it. And then the big one, Halloween Rules. I can like hardly get it in. So this one, I'm trying to remember, how many parts is it? 1, 2. So it's 12 parts, like 12 little things. So each pattern had 2 designs on it. So there's 6 pieces of it. I believe like Lizzie Kate retired, but you can still get, I think they sold everything to 1, 2, 3 stitch. So you can still get all the patterns on there. I remember when she announced she was retiring, like I went and bought all these Lizzie Kate patterns. I was like, oh no, you know, and everyone thought you wouldn't be able to get them anymore. But, and she even still releases like usually a Christmas design every year. So I don't know how to finish it. Like it's huge. It'd be hard to lace it. I thought about, I remember one year Priscilla talking about finishing it, and she said something about having to use 2 boards and you can put them together, but I don't remember how. Maybe I can look on her blog and see how she does it. Because I don't think, if I use sticky board, I don't think they make it this big. It'd be hard to lace it since, you know, you have to lace this whole back side. It's a big piece. Or I could pin it and frame it, which I really want to do more like a cute little finish. Put on maybe like a shutter or something like that, or something. Oh, sorry, I just got a text from someone's wishing me happy birthday from yesterday. One of my coworkers. So hopefully I will come up with something before next year. And each one has like there is a tiny little button. Sometimes 2 tiny, like this one has 2 tiny little buttons, and there's 1 tiny little button on that one. Buttons, a couple buttons. Sorry, I'm just getting all kinds of notifications on the phone. But it's been on silent since like 2005, so that's why it never dings though. I'll come up with something for it, maybe. I think, gosh, I finished it like 3 years ago and I still haven't done anything with it. It's just not my favorite part. I like the stitching part. I don't like the framing or finishing part of it because I just want to spend my time stitching. But I don't know, maybe if I start finishing stuff, maybe I'll start to enjoy it. Although I tried to finish some of those just nan, like I finished one of the mouse, and I was like, I'm never doing this again. It's awful. So I think that kind of turned me off a little bit too, but maybe if it's like a simple finish, but if I just stuck a piece of sticky board on the back of it, maybe then it wouldn't be so bad. So, well, everyone, I hope y'all all have a great Halloween. If you get to watch this today, if not, then a great November, whenever time it is. I hope y'all get lots of stitchy time in. That's always my goal. And thank you for joining me today. You can like, subscribe, all the things. See you next time.